Let's lead off with questions. We'll start here with Paul in the middle, front row.
Coach, obviously Arkansas is a different looking team from a year ago with all the transfers they've added and new coaching staff. But it seems like their perimeter shooting is still going to be one of the main things to watch. What have you seen from the differences in their offense this year compared to last year?
Yeah, I think it's more about their defense. When you look at the, you're in the Ken Palm rankings, they're in the top 10 in effective field goal percentage defense. They're in the top 10 in turnovers forced per game, points off of turnovers. So, that's really where they are really making a huge difference in terms of winning and losing. Is it starts at defensive end, and that's where how his dad coached. That's how he coaches. Obviously, they have great perimeter players who can really score. Jones is leading them in everything. He's an incredible player and a great story. I mean, you go back and think that guy was 275 pounds coming out of high school, and nobody wanted him. And he started losing weight, went to junior college for the year, and then after that year, he committed to Central Arkansas, and then decommitted and ends up getting an offer from Arkansas. And it's a great basketball family. His brother's a big-time player at Duke, sister's a big-time player. He's really, really a great story, and does everything. I mean, he bounces it, passes it, rebounds it, creates opportunities. Isaiah Joe is just incredible in terms of his ability to shoot the three and shoot with quickness, his release, his lift. He takes 11 threes per game. He's second in the country in three-pointers made. He is really, really a special player, and he has range. I watched him last night against Texas A&M. He literally made a 29-foot jump shot. So his range is way beyond the NBA three, and obviously that's why these NBA guys are all frothing at the mouth looking at him. But they have other good players. This kid Jimmy Witt that's come in, and he's one of the transfers who started there and then left to go to SMU for 2 years, graduates, and now comes back. They run a lot of different guys at the point, so he's really your power forward playing the point. So it's a really matchup nightmare. Trying to match up. There's a different guy pushing it every time on made and missed shots. There's not a specific point. It's typically going to be 15 Jones or him, Witt, pushing it. But then when Harris comes in, they'll have him pushing some. I'm talking about pushing the ball. They really are good in transition. That's where their offense starts, and they flow right into it and try to spread you out and kick it out. They're playing very hard, so they're an impressive team.
Go ahead, Logan.
Coach Musselman mentioned in his press conference yesterday just how concerned he was about the rebounding margin, how his team, he said that was his team's weakness and your team's strength. Just how much of an emphasis are you going to place on rebounding tomorrow night?
Yeah, it's every game. I mean, rebounding is a huge part of the game, and there's, because they shoot, the three ball so well, and when they do miss, there's a lot of long rebounds. Everybody rebounds. I mean, Sills is a great competitor, number 3. He's a great ball-hawking defender who, creates offense with his defense. He's constantly pressuring the ball. He'll get in there and get rebounds. I mean, all these guys are going to get in there and get rebounds for him. And, they go very hard to the offensive glass.
We'll go back into the cameras.
Ben, with obviously back-to-back 25-point wins in 80 years, defense is obviously something that had to have clicked. What has worked the past 2 games? What are maybe some things that have stood out to you defensively that have led to this kind of role?
Yeah, there's no question our defense is playing the best it's played all year, and we're doing a better job than we've done the last 3 games. I thought our defense down in Baton Rouge was very good. We held them to 37% on the floor and outboarded them by 18. The last 2 games we've done a better job offensively, taking care of the basketball, taking quality shots. And again, it's something we've talked about a lot, and I think it's really helping us, and it makes your defense better when you're not turning it over. At Baton Rouge, for example, we had 18 turnovers. A lot of those were turned into easy points for the opponent. And so they work hand in hand. I mean, the offense feeds the defense feeds the offense, and you've got to have good balance at both ends and be effective at both ends. And we've done a good job of that the last couple games.
We'll We'll go back to the front to Jalen to coach's right, and then we'll go get it back to Paul.
Same thing with the defense. You've been playing good the last couple of games. How do you look to contain Isaiah Joe and Mason Jones, both of them average 17 points per
Yeah,
game?
it's going to be a credible challenge because they are really good both off the dribble and catching and shooting and creating for others. I mean, again, you look at Jones' numbers, I mean, he leads them in assists. So he's playing with the ball in his hand a lot. And we held him to 30 last year down there. I think he had 30 or 31 in that game. So we know what an incredible challenge that's going to be, and that's going to be, again, your team defense. It's not just one guy that does it, it's a team. I mean, I thought we did a good job in the last game containing their Edwards, especially in the first half, but it was the team doing it, and you just can't do it with one guy when you're playing against really good talent like, they have.
Coach, obviously Tyson's come off the bench the last 2 games and is broken out of his slump. How much do you think that had to do with him breaking out of his slump, just relaxing more and not pressing? How big of a factor do you think that was for change of scenery?
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm sure happy that he's playing the way he's playing right now for us, and he's just playing, the confidence that, it earned because of all his hard work. Tyson, no one has worked harder than Tyson Carter. Putting the time in, putting the hours in, putting the countless hours in, working on his shot, working on his ball handling, working on his game. You earn confidence, and he earned it. And so I'm really, excited for him and happy for our team.
Another thing that Coach Musselman mentioned yesterday was him attending some of your practices at UCLA. Just how far do you guys go back? Do you remember him showing up to some of your practices?
Yeah, you know what, we have a friendship. We have a mutual friends. I mean, I know his wife, who's really nice, and, I have great respect for him. He's been a basketball guy since, he was born. I mean, his dad was a very good coach at Minnesota, and, he's been around the game his whole life. Obviously been an NBA coach at multiple places. I mean, he obviously loves the game and is all about basketball, and I respect that a lot.
We'll go back to Jalen to coach's right.
Defensively, they seem to shrink the floor and defend the 3-ball well. How do you look to get the offense started early with Reggie Perry, with them playing a good help on the post side?
Yeah, they do a great job helping defensively, and they really pressure. They're going to get out and get into the ball and create havoc but they don't gamble. It's very solid. I mean, they're using their hands, but they're still keeping their body in front of the ball. When you drive, they're collapsing. They do a great job. They'll play ball screens multiple ways. They'll switch it, they'll hard hedge it, they'll plug it. I mean, they're going to, have, different change-ups and how they're going to play different people. So you got to be prepared for all of it. But I expect them to be, very aggressive defensively.
We'll return to the back in the cameras.
You mentioned past month, with Nick slowly getting back into live action shape, things like that. Obviously, defensively, he helps your team a lot. But where would you assess Nick right now, and how's chemistry been building?
I think it's been really good, especially the last couple games. But the last 3 games, I think he's done a great job. He's playing point for the full time, for the first time, essentially in his life, and especially here at the major college level. And I think, like yesterday in practice, he had 10 assists, 1 turnover. So every day, we stat every practice so that we evaluate every single day for every one of our players. Really doing a good job making good decisions. He had 7 assists in the first half of that Georgia game. Did a great job moving the ball, unbelievable defensively, and he really does a great job of helping and recovering. He's able to get in and stop a drive, one of the other teammates' players, and still get back to his guy as good as anybody I've ever coached. I mean, there's nobody that I've ever had that's better at that than him. I mean, and he came like that, so he was really well coached in high school to be able to do that the way he does. From Anthony Carlisle, who obviously was out here in Columbus for a year.
Back to Logan, front left.
I'm doing a story on Elias King. Just what did you like about him during the recruiting process, and how have you seen him improve since you got him here?
Yeah, Elias is a really nice kid. We liked him as a young man, as a person. He has improved a lot in terms of the defensive end of the basketball. That's something that's never really been emphasized to him, like a lot of high school kids. And so, that's something that, you know, you gotta understand, you gotta be able to play both ends of the floor to be able to play, you know, at this level and contribute to a winning team and a winning program. So I think that's the biggest thing, and he's also getting bigger and stronger. He's done a good job in the weight room. You know, he came in and I think he's probably put on about, 10 to 12 pounds at least of muscle.
Back to Jalen front right.
With them having an up-tempo offense, will you look to slow the game down and grind it out with your bigs?
You know, they're gonna push it at every opportunity. They take 58 shots a game. So when you look at that, you know, their pace of play, they have 70 possessions per game, but they take 58 shots per game. So if they don't have something great to push, once you stop the transition offense, they're gonna be very patient. So it's not gonna be a team that's coming down and jacking up shots if they're not good shots early in the possession. They're gonna make you play defense 15, 20, 25 seconds at a time.
Anything else for Coach before we get the players in here? Thank you guys.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks,
Good
man.
job.